Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm trying out Warcrow Adventures. This is an app-assisted dungeon crawler, and disclaimer that I got a review copy of the base core set of the game. And I'm just going to jump right in with the prologue, play the game a bit. I have not played it much yet. The rulebook was pretty clear, but then I've seen some complaints and unresolved threads on BGG. I've heard mixed things about the game, so I'm not expecting to necessarily love this one, but I still want to show it to people and let them make their own decision. So let's read some flavor text. Feel free to use the timestamp if you want to skip Mike reading time. These are uncertain times indeed. Echoes of the past resonate throughout Lindworm, making their way through the ivy and moss-covered ruins of ancient civilizations that only a few can recall. But there is a place around which the treasures and mysteries are concentrated, Hawthorne Point. Hawthorne Point is a coastal town on the island of Assail, which was swathed in fog for a long time. One day, the fog began to retreat in the southeast of the territory. Dragged there by a violent storm, a smattering of sailors arrived on its shores. They thought their death was imminent, but the cloudless lands turned out to be a suitable place for a settlement. This is how Hawthorne Point was founded. The city became the target of the nations of Lindworm, who mobilized their forces to secure a position on the island. The withdrawal of the fog allowed access to territories of the old Elven Empire, so they traveled there to establish a strategic foothold. Hostilities broke out and much blood was spilled. Finally, an armistice was signed to guarantee the safety of a place that no one wanted to leave. Now Hawthorne Point is a free port, lured by the promise of fortune and the chance to start a new life. Adventurers and outlaws pour in from every corner of Lindworm. In Hawthorne Point, everyone has their place. You have come for different reasons. You familiarize yourself with the threat the fog presents. Within this miasma, there's only place for misfortune and the macabre horrors that dwell there. Not far to the west of the city itself, tides of red mist wax and wane, and as the years pass, the inhabitants of Hawthorne Point have learned to fear and respect the fog. There are even whispers that it is capable of raising the dead. You have a mission to accomplish. These spook stories may frighten the cowards, but nothing will deter you from reaching your goal. Those who know you understand that a thirst for adventure courses through your veins. Welcome to Hawthorne Point, travelers! Thanks. All right, so now we get to choose our party. Now, because we only have the base game, this is supposed to be like a selection of 6 heroes that I think you can mix and match throughout scenarios. But we only have the base game, so I'm just getting these 5. And then we get to pick which ones we're actually using. Now, this is super weird. This is one of the things that's making me not super optimistic about the game. But you can use 4 characters. You can use 3 characters. You can use 2 characters. And at least from what I've seen and what my searching on BGG and elsewhere has shown, the game does not balance at all based on the number of characters you have. Like if you have 2 characters or 4 characters, the exact same number of enemies are going to spawn. So I'm playing with 4. Is it easy mode? Is it the desired way to play? And fewer characters is like an extra hard mode? No idea. The game does not clarify. But anyway, I'm going to use 4. I'm leaving out the wizard and bring in the tank, the archer, the healer, and the rage melee fighter guy. And they give us these different starting items. We'll get more later. And okay, let's read some more. Missing. It's late in the day when you find the collapsed head of a colossal statue. The sculpture's forehead alone exceeds the height of a normal person. Here in this place, the trail you are following is gone cold. Clouds darken the sky, making it seem later than it truly is. You calculate that it won't be long until sunset, and you decide you do not want to stay in this forest any longer than is necessary after the sun goes down. Naturally, you've already heard the travelers' tales about teams of explorers who never return from their quests in this place, but in this particular case, those who are missing here are the members of Expeditionary Company 21. Mounthaven's ambassador to Hawthorne Point, Thurgold Thursmond, was forced to reach out to you for aid, as she had no one else to turn to. The ambassador doesn't seem too thrilled by your presence, but the fact that Soka is in your company, that's the dwarf, seems to have allayed her initial fears, so she bestowed upon you the task of tracking down Company 21 and bringing them back safely to Hawthorne Point. If you can find them, that is. The night approaches as if it were a fearsome veil of shadows. You must make haste to find the clues that will lead you to the missing Company 21. All right, so we're going into setup. This game is a lot like Descent 2nd Edition, Descent Legends of the Dark, Mansions of Madness, all those kind of games that will kind of have you setting up things in the app and then interacting with them. So here we've got an interaction token for something. Here we've got an exploration marker. You just have to move onto that one. The interaction token actually requires using an action while you're adjacent to it. We can put our characters in here. I've already done all of this. And it says our objective is to find the trail of Company 21 and discover what happened to them. Easy enough. Okay, So, before we even get to do a round, it says there is an abnormal silence in the forest. This is not a good sign. We're going to have our first skill test right off the bat. So it says we're doing a combined perception test, which means each character is going to roll separately, and we will add together the successes. So let's show you the basics of dice rolling. So all the tests in the game will give you different dice to roll, and here we're doing, that must be perception, right? That's weird they didn't have the icon and just have the word perception in there. But yeah, so for Ludivine, we are rolling a red and a yellow, and we're looking for fully filled in little bursts like this. Those are successes. You've also got hollow successes, which will generally not get you anything unless you have like some kind of special ability that lets you use them. The big one being if you have that icon above an attribute, then you're specialized in it and you do get to use the hollow successes. Sometimes you'll also be able to use these exclamation marks, but in these attribute tests, that doesn't matter. All right, so Ludivine, our healer, gets 2. That was pretty dang good. Durak Wildling, our archer, gets 2 more, 4. Ormuk, our orc fighter, gets 2 more again. Okay, 6. And finally, Zoka, our dwarven tank, gets 1, 7. So we're going to enter 7 in the app. Now, this is also generally how combats and things work, although there's a bit more going on, as you can imagine, with combat rolls. All right, let's see how we did. Despite the dim light, you can make out footprints on the ground that are covered with some loose leaves as if someone or something made an effort to cover their tracks. Amongst these trampled leaves, the emblem of the Company 21 can be seen, its polished veneer dulled by the mud and grime. Following the marks on the ground, you can tell that these grooves were caused by dragging the wayward dwarves. There are also signs of a valiant struggle, punctuated by small dollops of blood. Your keen attention leads you to a rope camouflaged on the ground. You follow the rope carefully to uncover several crossbows surreptitiously hidden among the rocks. It is clear that someone or thing has gone to great lengths to not only disguise their tracks, but to also conceal their deadly traps. Just then, you hear the revolting sound of gurgling, coupled with something breaking the surface of a nearby pool of stagnant water. You stare in astonishment as corrupted bodies crawl out of the muck and turn their empty, haunted eyes towards you. You have no idea what these things are now, but it is clear they were once human. Their rotted, molting flesh has split apart, revealing bone and muscle. Their heads are no longer attached to their bodies, but they are held in place by a thick black mass, unlike anything you've seen in your life. The same black rot runs through the corpse's insides as if it were an animated, pulsing spine, which keeps them on their feet. With a terrible throaty groan, the creatures shamble towards you. Let's fight. All right, so we're going to spawn some husks, I believe. So yeah, it says deploy 1 unit of husks with the gold thing, which means you don't put any, they have like these little bases you can put underneath them. So these husks, I'm not going to put anything underneath, and it's on space D and adjacent, which means they're just burbling out of the water. Don't want them closer to just be able to smack them. Sure, let's get one of them just like right up next to us, because we can freely choose for the one that's not on the letter. All right, and then we get, this time with black bases, unit of husks on space C. Did I say hucks? That's not what it is. Let's put these ones farther away, I guess. I don't think I can put them on the exploration token, but I'm not sure. And all right, then that's it. So we don't really need the app, again, until the enemies attack or until we interact with these things. Now, the rules are a little weird. They say that you're like ticking up rounds, but it's not clear what the rounds actually do. And they say whenever like you start a round of combat during exploration, because you have like non-combat sections and combat sections, that you should go to the next round. But we didn't like do anything yet, so I feel like we should do round 1 first, right? I don't know. But anyway, let's talk through the combat and initiative mechanics. So each character has, very important, an initiative value and an initiative token. For the dwarf, it's 5. For the elf, it's 3. And for the healer and orc, it's 4. And then the husks we are fighting, should I have found a gold token? I don't know. The gold and the black one, they have 4. And so what's going to happen is we put, let's see, I guess the gold came out before the black. We put their tokens on that spot. If heroes and monsters are tied, the heroes go on top, which means we'll act first. And I guess I'll have like orc and then healer. And then the elf is 3. I forgot the dwarf, even though she has a value of 5. It says you can place your initiative token on 3, position 3 of the initiative tracker. So she'll go as, actually, let's have the elf go first, sure. All right, so what's going to happen is 1 round of combat is going to progress like this. You'll go from number to number until you reach a number that actually has tokens on it. And then you'll resolve turns for those tokens from top to bottom. And after each token takes its turn, it's going to go ahead its initiative value. So the elf with 3 will go there. The dwarf with 5 will go there. And then we'll go to 4 and resolve all those characters. Then we'll go to 6 and resolve those characters. And even though while you have these base values, like the dwarf being 5, the elf being 3, some of the actions you'll take and things you'll do will modify those. Now, whenever the counter gets to the 10, you're going to start another round before it goes around to where the characters are. Once all the enemies are dead, we're going to stop using this. We're going to click forward to another round again. And then you just kind of have these like non-combat rounds where you just move and do actions in a much more simplistic way without all this stuff going on. Okay, but let's go to the elf's first turn and show you what their turn looks like. All right, so first on your turn, if you have anything that's been exhausted, you get to unexhaust it so you can use it again. We don't have anything that starts like that. Right now, the elf just has a bow with 2 to 5 range for their attack, some light armor helping to boost their defenses, and this lucky acorn that when an adjacent enemy rolls its dice, you can rotate this, and then again, it'll untap when it comes back to your turn to force them to re-roll one of their dice. So if they hit you kind of hard, you can mitigate that a bit. Then the most important part of the game, you get 3 energy cubes, and you can place them on these rows to take actions. Now, in addition to any actions you might take with your 3 cubes, the 3 coming from here, by the way, all the characters start with 3, but as you level up, you can get more. But in addition to the actions from the 3 cubes, if you start your turn not adjacent to any enemies, you get a free move action, which gives you an amount of movement equal to the move value up here. For all 4 of my characters, it is 3. But how about attacking and all that kind of fun stuff? So, when you put your energy cubes on these different spaces, you pick one of these lines of actions, and then you must put a cube on every gold bordered space. Like to take this action, I would have to go there. But you can, additionally, if you choose to boost your action, put up to 2 or 3 cubes on there. And I only have 3 cubes for my whole turn. So like if I do this top action, that's it, I'm done, except for my free movement action. But like here, I could do like that and that if I want to do, I don't know, attack twice. And this is used for every type of action you might do. So attacking uses these rows, moving, interacting with things, trading items with people, all that kind of stuff. Now, the spaces are resolved from left to right as you put tokens on them. The big ones that every character has are these plus and minus initiative things. So yes, Darak usually will move ahead 3, so he'll act again on turn 6. But if he takes this action, it's going +1. So now he's going to act on turn 7. Whoops. Now he's going to act on turn 8. So often for these lower actions, you're actually slowing down your next turn. You've also got, this one's pretty common for people. This is called displacing. It'll give me a free movement in one direction. Each character has their own unique tokens. For Darak, it's these Hunter's Mark tokens. And it says, Hunter's Mark. Your attack rolls against targets with the Hunter's Mark gain the switch. There's like a little ability you can use once per dice roll. Again, very similar to Descent, if anybody's seen that. So if I get 2 exclamation points, I can add 1 success, 1 damage to my roll. But the same enemy cannot have more than 1 Hunter's Mark. So like if I do this one, I can put Hunter's Marks on 2 different enemies. This one just gives you +1 exclamation point to your roll. This one lets you upgrade or downgrade 1 die from your roll. So there's attack-focused dice and defense-focused dice. The attack-focused dice go from yellow to orange to red. Red tends to have way more successes, whereas yellow has way more of the exclamation points, and orange is kind of in the middle. And then same thing for the more defensive dice. Green is the best and tends to have a bunch of actual blocks. Blue is in the middle, and black tends to have more of the exclamation points and fewer blocks, or more of the hollow blocks that you won't be able to use usually. So this icon lets you upgrade or downgrade one of the dice, so I could turn one of Darak's bow attacks, which is a red and yellow to start. I could turn the yellow into an orange, for example, to have a better chance of rolling more hits. And then if I have that one, I can reroll my roll. Cool. So each of the characters is going to have slightly different things. But Darak doesn't really want to move. There's a husk right in front of him. He's ready to shoot the guy. So let's go ahead and do... I mean, this one seems like it would give me a better chance of hurting the guy a whole bunch because I would get a reroll, a displace I don't really need, and I could upgrade my roll. Whereas this one would let me put some Hunter's Marks down. But, I don't know if I necessarily need that because, look, my bow can already once per battle turn an exclamation point into a success anyway. So, yeah, I'm going to do this first action and use all 3 of my things. I'm going to reroll. I could displace, I'm not going to, and I'm going to upgrade. And the action I'm going to use is an attack with my bow, 2 to 5 range, rolling a red, and I'm going to upgrade the yellow to an orange. If I get an exclamation point, I can add a hit. And my character's ongoing aim ability says I can reroll 1 die from attack rolls with a bow. And then this one lets you reroll your entire roll, so I've got a little mix of rerolls available here. Although I just double-checked, and actually it says each die in a roll can only be rerolled once. So I guess I'll have the option of either rerolling a single die or both dice if I really don't like it. And yeah, the red does have a couple sides with double hits. And then the orange seems like the best I can get is 1. So we're looking for like maybe 3 plus an exclamation point if we're lucky here. But importantly, when you make attack rolls that are opposed, you also add dice for the defense of the person you're targeting. This is physical defense. The top looks like a tower, and this one with like a little shield is magical defense. And the husks, by the way, have 4 initiative, and I think they have 5 life. That's tracked in the app. But here they have no physical defense, so it's just my attack. All right, let's see how we did. That is just, what, 1? And I guess I could turn the exclamation point into another one. So, I mean, yeah, the orange getting a hit isn't that bad. So I'm going to use my single reroll instead of my full reroll for my bow ability. All right, so that's just 2 damage. So enemy health and also like their activations are tracked in here. So these are the gold husks. Now this is some weird, wacky things with this game, y'all. It says Husk 1 and Husk 2. Anybody know how I'm supposed to know which one is Husk 1 and Husk 2? I don't see any numbers on them. There's no tokens that mark it. So I guess I'll call this Husk 1, but then like, how do I remember that it's Husk 1? I don't know. A little janky. But anyway, so I did 2 out of 5 damage. Okay, so he's not dead yet. Now, they also have these spots, which I guess could be used to track health and also track like status effects. Seems a little bit easier than going to the app every time. But okay, that's it for the elf. And I did not use anything that added 1 to my initiative, so I just go to 6 before I activate again. All right, so next is Soka. Let's see what she does. So her unique counter is a taunted token. An enemy with line of sight within range 1 to 5 can be taunted. And it says taunted enemies must downgrade all their attack rolls. So they lower one of their dice by 1. So that's pretty good, actually. She can also displace for free movement. Now, what's this one? Displace a taunted enemy. That's what that one does. This one gives an adjacent enemy the stunned status. That sounds pretty good. Stun means until their next activation is finished, they get -1 from all their attack, magical attack, and response rolls. Because, I didn't say this, but during responses, if they roll shield, they cancel out successes on a 1-for-1 basis. But sometimes in the responses, enemies will be rolling dice that have successes on them, and they can actually retaliate and hit you back with that. So yeah, stun seems pretty good. Ooh, this one will make her activate a little bit more quickly, so she'll be at 4 instead of 5. The sword says until your next activation, you can substitute hollow symbols on your attack and response rolls for normal symbols. Wow, that's a pretty awesome one. Okay, that's another displace a taunted enemy and stun them. And wow, -2 to your activation. And then +1 taunt, and what's that? Oh, you remove a status token you have if we've gotten messed up. And she's got Dwarven Warrior. Before receiving a stain token, make a magic defense roll. If you get a shield, you prevent the stain token. And she does not block line of sight because she's smaller. And yeah, stain tokens build up on you and cause you to get like these corruption cards that are actually kind of helpful, but too many of them can make you automatically get taken out of the campaign. All right, well, I think let's go ahead and taunt one of the dudes and do that. So I'm going to be able to substitute hollow for non-hollow. Now, it does say substitute. What does that mean? Until your next activation, you can substitute hollow symbols on your attack and response rolls for normal symbols. Now, I can see that as really powerful, where hollows just become regular, or I can see it swapping, where like if I roll some hollows and some regular, I can pick one or the other. Who the heck knows? I'm just going to say that it's better and that the hollows become regular. Oh, and I get the -1, which technically means I immediately go back to 2, so that when I go my full 5 value later, I don't have to like remember it, and I'll go to the 7. Guess she has an axe rolling 2 yellows on a double exclamation. I get an extra hit. But yeah, I'm not actually adjacent, so let's use my free movement of 3 and just go right there. Oh, wait, I forgot the taunt before I move, although I guess I could have done it after moving. So it said line of sight. Line of sight rules pretty much work well. You go from one of the vertexes of your spaces, and then you have to be able to go to both a vertex and a side of the enemy you want to go to. So like here, I clearly have line of sight easily. So yeah, I think I'm going to taunt number 2, who's not hurt. We'll try to remember that that's number 2, since hopefully number 1 will be dead soon. All right, here we go. And oh, that was actually a fantastic roll with the weakest dice. So I got 2 hits and double exclamation points, which with my axe gives me 1 more. That's enough to kill the guy. So number 1 is dead. And you do have to mark that in the app because it says, have you defeated this enemy? Yes, I have. And they give you like crafting materials. Yay. We got some bone fragments. Okay. Now, by the way, important detail, movement points are across your entire turn. So she got 3 movement points and she only used 1 of them so far. So she could move some more if she wants to. So sure, she's got the best defense out of any of my guys. Let's just like get right in this guy's face. By the way, blue lines, that's like difficult terrain to cross over them. It costs 2 movement. And you can move freely around enemies. You can even go through an enemy space, but it costs 2 move to go into their space, like 1 extra. And then you can go past. You clearly can't end your turn on their space. Yeah, but she's going forward 5, and we go to 4, which is going to be Orky first. And sorry, there's a little bit longer to learn each of their core things. So Ormuk has rage tokens. So some of these will add rage, but then some things require him to subtract rage. So he can't like use this action until he's gotten rage from some of the top ones. He's got the same displacing things. This one gives his target the vulnerable state, which means until their next activation, they remove 1 shield from each of their rolls, although these guys aren't rolling shields right now, so who cares? And then he's got one of the upgrade things. I mean, yeah, that seems like the best, right? Although we don't need the displacing, so maybe I'll just go like boop, boop. And then I could attack again in a second, actually. Oh, well, first let's move. I think I'm going to go over here since the dwarf is kind of already dealing with that one, and they're already taunted. So I'll go 1, 2, 3. Then I'll do the action line I just said. So that gets me a rage, and I can upgrade one of my dice. And with the Orc Machete, I'm rolling 2 orange dice, and I can make them bleed or add 1 to my roll. And each of these can only be activated once per roll. Even if I get like 30 exclamation points, I can't get plus 30 damage. And I've got Bone Pendant. When you attack with your weapon, you can spend rage tokens to upgrade the roll of your weapon by as many times as the tokens you spend. Ooh, could go all the way up to reds, couldn't I? And then my Leather Smock. This is just extra defense for either magic or physical. And what's Orc Warrior say? Every time an enemy inflicts with 2 or more damage, I ignore 1. So nice. Pretty tanky myself. But yeah, I think I'm going to not use my rage upgrade dice and potentially attack again since they don't have any defense to like hit me back. So okay, this one did have an upgrade, so I'll have a red and an orange. And not bad. That's 2. And I don't want to. Well, what's bleeding do? Do I want to do bleeding or just add another damage? At the end of its activation, they suffer 1 damage. Well, no, I'd rather just do it now. So that's 3 damage to that first black husk. And then, yeah, let's spend our rage to hit him again. Because again, I don't need to do everything, just that first space. So this time it's just 2 orange. I don't have the upgrade, but he's already hurt 3. That'll do it. Yay! These guys are not too tough, mainly because they don't have any defense. All right, and then they are a 4, so they're all the way up at 8. Okay, and our last character, our hero, let's see what she can do. So she's got a mace. It is a melee weapon, which is good because these guys do have magical defense. 2 yellows with a... Ooh, she can turn a hollow hit into a regular hit. That's nice. And then she can heal 1 on a character within her aura. We'll get to aura in just a second. And then she also has on all her attack rolls for 1 exclamation point, heal 1 to a character within her aura. So she can heal characters by attacking. Kind of D&D 4th edition-ish of her. She's got a hauberk and she's got a soul of mine. Add 1 to her willpower rolls. God only knows what willpower is. Maybe that one in. Looks like charisma, perception, intelligence, agility, strength. I don't know. But yes, let's talk about her special token. So she's got these ones that place aura tokens on herself, whereas this one steals the aura tokens. I wish they had done the plus and the minus. I think that would have been clear like they had for the rage, but whatever. And each aura token extends my aura out for me, kind of like a paladin in a lot of games. So right now my aura is 0, so it's only affecting myself. But then if I had like 2 tokens, I could affect somebody within 2 spaces. And once per roll, I can spend an aura token to upgrade my attack roll. Oh, and at the start of the scenario, I start with all 3 auras on myself. Heck yeah. Oh, and sorry, rage also had an extra bonus. If you have at least 1 rage token, you are immune to slowed. And you can substitute 1 die from your defense for yellow. Okay, so, so I can, instead of defending, I can, like, hit back. So that's cool. Oh, but yeah, what do I want to do? So no one's hurt yet, so I don't really need the aura. This one, what was that? That lets her remove a state token, but for her, it's somebody within her aura, even though the icon is identical to the dwarf's one. Well, so be it. So that would upgrade and get me another aura, which I don't need yet. So maybe she should do an aura, and then that one? That seems to kind of make sense, right? So I don't want to ever go by yourself. I'll ever go over here where the dwarf is. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3 to go into the blue. And then, sure, she'll do this one first and spend an aura to do an attack with 2 yellows. Let's see how it goes. All right. And it's not great, right? Yeah, she can heal somebody with exclamation points. She didn't get a hollow hit, so that's a single point of damage. Whoopsies. But hey, she ain't done. She's going to do that to get an aura back. And you know what? She's going to upgrade both dice to oranges. So 1 upgrade from there and 1 upgrade from spending aura once per battle. And here we go. Well, hey, I could change the hollow hit into a real hit, but she only did another damage, so that's only 2 for her. So the taunted guy still has 3 life left. Oh, I forgot to mark that this guy died, didn't I? Apps can be annoying, or sometimes they can be good. So that was number 1. You're dead. Give me my, what was it, bones? Give me my bones. Yay, bone fragments. And she goes up 4, and whenever someone goes onto a space that already has characters, they go on top. So she will act before the orc, but we're going to get some husk activations first. So the 1 gold guy is left. They're going first. And another somewhat annoying thing, they have these big husk cards, but to actually find out what the husks are doing, I got to click in here and see what their behavior is. So it says if they have somebody within distance 1, you just do the first one that applies, they will attack, and they'll attack the one with the highest vitality. If they were at distance 2 to 3, they would assault, which means they would just like teleport next to us, the closest space available, and attack. And if they were at 4+, they would just move 4 towards us. So the only way you can stop them from attacking is being 4+ away. All right, but highest vitality, let's see. Yeah, of course, it's the dwarf, not the healer, which is good for us. So now they're going to attack, but hey, we get some responses. So we've got 1 black die of basic defense. Then our dwarven armor gives a blue and a black. And I believe this is for magic and physical defense because all of them have this same like armor symbol. It doesn't use the same symbols as these for some reason. Same. We also have, we can turn 1 hollow shield into a full shield. And adjacent characters can upgrade their response rolls. Oh, cool. So she can just kind of tank for everybody. But yeah, so we've got this. Meanwhile, the husk has a red. No, it's an orange, isn't it? They have an orange, and they have an automatic hit. That's what that little symbol is. And if they get a hollow hit, they slow the person they are targeting. Oh, but let us not forget, taunted enemies downgrade their roll. So they're only rolling a yellow. I'm not feeling too scared about this, but let's see what happens. Oh, that was actually a good roll. Crud. Really? Look at all those exclamation points. Give me a break. So I can convert the hollow shield into a full shield, which means I'm blocking their 1 damage. And they only had something that uses a hollow success. So I do cancel the entire attack, but it was a lot closer than I thought it would be. And that's it for them. They move, but they go up to 8, which means, yeah, they're going to be going before. And then the only black one is looking for, since it's 2 to 3, the closest target, and they're going to just teleport, so they could be here. Let's put them more easily in line of sight. And they're going to attack my orc, who's got a black and another black. That's not great. Although, ooh, they are adjacent. I placed this better than I thought I did. So they're going to upgrade into a black and blue. But this husk is not taunted, so they're not going to downgrade. Okay, we easily blocked everything, but we are getting slowed. And sadly, we don't have any rage to automatically prevent it. So we put the slowed on ourselves, and that is going to advance us an extra spot on initiative after we activate the next time. So basically, it's going to cost Ormuk 5 instead of 4. But hopefully, they'll all be dead by then. It seems decently likely. Or maybe not. I forgot that. We're going to have to wait a little while. All right, so we're going to 6, elf time. Now, I do want to note that we could be like using our actions and movements to interact with these things. Although to me, that seems like maybe not the wisest thing to do until all the enemies are dead. But, you know, whatever. Let's have the elf attack. I can't get line of sight to them. Well, actually, I guess I could because the dwarf doesn't block line of sight. So I could go like boop and boop. Yeah, so I could have line of sight. And this guy's taunted, but they're also hurt, right? They only have 3 life left. So sure, let's try to finish him off, especially since the dwarf is about to go next. So should I do like multiple attacks? I could like go boom, boom and just like really go crazy. Yeah, you know what? I like that. I like that a lot. So let's do this one first. It is going to push me up 1 on the initiative. And I've got just my regular red and yellow with 1 reroll for my character's ability. Let's reroll the yellow that did nothing. Dang it. Okay, so what is that? That's 1. Oh, and then I forgot my bow is 1, so that's 2, which sadly does not quite finish this guy off. But despite that, for the second one, I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to move my initiative token again. And this time I'm getting a free upgrade, so I'll do a red and orange. And I'm targeting the black husk that is not injured yet. Okay, 2. I could reroll. Yeah, you know, let's reroll the red. I got a decent chance of doing better. Okay, or not. All right, so 2 damage to you. You're welcome. And then I could still move up to 3. So sure, let's like go ahead and, I don't know, go over here and be ready to interact later. I remember Elf was on 6, but now they're all the way up to 1 in the next round because they took those 2 bonus initiative. All right, now we're doing the dwarf. And the husk next to her has only a single life left. So theoretically, like one hit could kill him. Oh, but they do have an enemy next to them, so they are not getting a free movement action. So I think the best they can do would be... Wait, that's displace one, right? Yeah, it is. So let's do this. We'll do -1 and the hollow thing that we don't quite understand. And she's got 2. Come on. I need 2 to hit. I have no Oh, wait. I can treat... Does it let me treat hollow things? It says hollow symbols, not just hollow successes. So I think, again, could be totally wrong. I think I could treat that as that. Maybe. Substitute. What does substitute mean? And then I can add 1 to my roll and finish off the one guy. Take that. Give me my bone fragments. Yes. Thank you. Because then, look at this. Displace and do an action. And now I don't need to have a way to move because I did it. All right. And raw. Actually, that's pretty good because 2 exclamation points is +1. So that is 2. Although not quite enough to stop him from going. Oh, well. And go he shall. Oh, yes. Go he shall. Over there. And yeah, I guess these guys are dead. So they can be taken off. But this guy's going to activate. And highest vitality is actually the orc. They have 8 over the dwarf 7. But orc's defense is going to be upgraded from the dwarf's help. So here we go. The same as before. And okay, yeah, we blocked it. Nothing bad. Okay, there you go. Oh, and the healer is up. Nobody got hurt though, right? Oh man, she can't actually reach anything, can she, with the blue? She can go like 2, 3, but then she would need 1 more. Does she have any displaces? No, she doesn't. She's way less mobile. Okay, so we need at least 1 move action before we smack. So let's do that to get an extra move. So we'll have 6 movement total, and then this to get the aura right back, and also upgrade her attack. So 6 moving with the hit. We'll do 2, 4, and the upgrade gets her here. The guy only has 1 life left, right? So yeah, boom, done. All right, and that means, whoa, dead bone fragments in my hands. Okay, so we have killed everybody, and I believe when you kill everybody that you're supposed to advance the round. Let me check that. Yeah, pretty sure that's the case. So boom, boom. Oh, I hold it. Boom, round 2. And yeah, this does not matter. All our initiative tokens come off. We don't use this out of combat. We also don't care about the energy tokens anymore. I guess the orc's slow doesn't really matter, so we just kind of go out of all that stuff. And now we can activate in whatever order we want. We just flip our initiative token over to show we've gone. We can move 3 and do an action, or move 6. That's really it. So let's go and have the elf go first, and first they will interact. These are usually going to be skill tests, and they'll often spawn more guys. All right. There are some kind of flower, or like they are the things that we didn't see. They are some kind of flowery bushes. I don't know. It may be possible to identify what kind of plants they are in order to use them to your advantage. Well, they are some kind of flowery bushes. I already identified them. So, do you want to interact? Heck yeah. Let's go. You rummage through the bushes for something that might be useful. The forest is treacherous, but it's also a great source of raw materials. If you identify any plants, you'll be able to use them when you return to Hawthorne Point. Cool. All right. Perception. That was... Yeah, actually, my elf is the best out of my group with that. That's good. So examine the plants. Here we go. That's it. Examine the plants. Okay. So we've got orange, orange, yellow. Let's do this. 1. Great. 1. You identify some flowers. Did I really? Okay, cool. So you obtained yarrow. Remove the interaction marker. Well, I feel fulfilled. Okay, and then might as well move down towards things. So when we move on that, we do it. So... who should be next? I guess the dwarf is furthest away, and they have the best defense. So yeah, let's go 1, 2, 3, and see what happens. Again, this is resolved just by moving on to it, not actually using an action. It looks like there's something odd over in that outcropping of rocks. Yeah, it's a giant passageway with doors. I can see. Do you want to interact? Yes, I want to interact. Well, but it's not interact. It's just move. Well, whatever. The darkness closes in, but a bright shaft of light between the rocks on the opposite side of the stagnant water draws your attention. As you approach, you find an entrance to a grotto with a lantern illuminating its walls. Oh, these husks light lanterns. Cold air and humidity greet you, but a foul odor of the grotto assaults your olfactory senses. A chill runs down your spine at the thought that more of those reanimated corpses may lurk here. I bet they will. Place the interaction token. Okay. Remove the exploration. Yep. Oh, that's it. Okay. Cool. Well, let's not have the dwarf interact yet here. They can just move some more. All right, then let's have, I don't know, a healer lady. Why don't you go like here and finish up? And then we'll have Orky Orc go 1, 2, 3 and actually interact with it. The path does not inspire confidence at all. Okay. Yes, I guess I'll interact with it. I'm not confident about it, though. You advance through the twisting corridor, carved into the rock, with the lights of the rusty lamps just barely illuminating the way. However, your encounter in the woods puts you on edge, and you can't shake the feeling that something is watching you. Yeah, I bet it is. Perception, crud. Well, I guess he's fine. He's orange-yellow. All right, and we got nothing. Absolutely nothing. Great. Despite being careful, you hear a distinct clicking noise as you lift your foot. The terrible realization then strikes you that you've just activated a cleverly camouflaged button that was hidden among the stones. Behind you, a rusty portcullis plummets from the ceiling, slamming into place and locking you in the grotto. At the far end of the grotto, through an opening you hadn't noticed until now, a mass of rotten flesh, creaking bones, and nasty black rot that slowly joins and then separates into various humanoid forms drops to the ground. Ugh. The vile creatures raise their weapons with malicious intent, then lurch towards you. All right, so we got tile 402. I go here. This is not looking good. And we got unit of husks. It says A and C. Okay, so just those two. And then we remove that. All right. And then, oh noes, we are blocked off by the portcullis. Ah! And there is an exploration token there. All right, well, that's it. So the moment new enemies pop up, we do go to a new round, and we're going to do our combat thing again. All right, so what do we got? 3 for her with her item. And I want her to go first because I'm guessing the portcullis will need strength to lift it. Okay, so there, the elf will be underneath. The just 1 unit of husks is there. And then orc should probably go before fighter. Yeah, or I mean healer. Okay, so dwarf. Gonna use 1 of her free movement to go there. And then I gotta do an interaction. I have a guess that it's probably gonna be like a strength check, but I want to use the displacement to maybe get to the enemies. So I guess I'll do this one. I like slowing down the next time I have to activate. I don't know if the hollow thing will help at all, but maybe. Nah, it's his only attack and response rolls, so I can't use it for attribute checks. But let's see if I was right that it's gonna be strength. Seems like that would make sense, right? Portcullis has fallen, blocking, and it seems it will take a Herculean effort to lift it. Herculean? Do you wish to interact? Yes. Okay. Access to the grotto is blocked by a portcullis, but with enough strength, yay, it could be lifted and the entrance opened. A commanding may assist you. Dang it. So if somebody was next to me, I think it is, then they can basically give me one of their dice. Although, I mean, I am pretty strong already, so hopefully it'll be okay. So her strength is red, orange, orange, and she's trained in it, which means hollow ones will still count. So that's definitely bad. Ooh, 3. That seems like enough. I mean, one would hope, right? Gathering all the strength you can muster, you manage to lift the portcullis and it strikes the ceiling with a resounding clang. Remove it, yay! And then I've got 2 movement left. I don't even need the displace effect, so let's just go like that and block for people. But I'm still gonna do this one, even though I'm not. Oh wait, that's displace somebody with a taunt. So yeah, I'm still gonna do it. It does nothing for me, but I'll get an attack. All right, so yellow, yellow, pretty straightforward here. Okay, that's what? 2 exclamation points, so yeah, that's just 1 damage. And we'll call that one number 1, because sure. She's going forward to 7. Elf is next. Can you even get a shot? Yeah, I'm not sure if... Look, 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure if I can trace it from this vertex with 2 miniatures on either side. The rules say, like, if it reaches a vertex that's blocked on both sides, it doesn't count. Now, here it doesn't matter because the dwarf is smaller, so yay. But, yeah, I'm not entirely sure if without that fact I would be able to shoot right here. But let's go ahead and shoot that guy. And let's see. Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I don't want to, like, take forever. So let's just do my old reroll upgrade shenanigans. All right, so here we go. And that's good. Yeah, so let's use the single die reroll for my boat. Okay, so that's 2 and then 3, right? Yeah, because 1 exclamation point to 3 damage. So he is surely almost dead. And, ooh, Orc's ready to kill some people. And you know what? For this one, let's just build up some rage. So let's just get 2 rage, and then I can displace twice. I won't need to. I'm just going to go right there and let the dwarf keep on taking point on defense. And then 2 orange will theoretically be more than enough. Yep, you're dead. And yes, I got some bone fragments. I didn't show it this time. Cool. Oh, and then I forgot the healer still has to go. What is she going to do? She's kind of far behind. Honestly, I think I'm just going to have her, like, go here. And I guess she'll, like, get her 3rd aura back, but not do anything with it. Sure, that's fine. Because I want the husk to attack the dwarf, right? That seems to make the most sense. All right, so here they go. And their 2 to 3 range action only says the nearest, so I think I get to choose in the tie, and it doesn't matter that the orc has higher vitality. Now, they aren't taunted, so let's see how this goes. They got... Oh, man, they did slow me, but it's not going to matter if they're dead. And we'll see if we can make them dead. The archer has a nice clean shot over the dwarf's head. So yeah, let's go ahead and not care about initiative since it won't matter in a second. And, I guess with a hunter's mark, that would be really good because then that would be an automatic extra damage. But yeah, let's just do that with a 1 die increase. Gets us to red and orange. Oh, not rerolling any of that. 3 is great. Okay, and then another 1 initiative increase. This time it's just red and yellow. Reroll that. Okay, cool. That's +1. That's it at 5. Yay. Gotta say, at least these enemies go down pretty quickly, so that's good. And I got bone fragments. Yes. All right, again, combat ends immediately. The round ends immediately. We don't, finish up the turns that are left. Uh-oh. Oh. Thought there was going to be, some event with how they just jumped back there. So let's explore that, I guess. Who do we want to go first? Elf. The orc's probably a little shy after what happened last time. All right. The hallway snakes deep down into the ground. Do you want to interact? Yes. As you pass through an opening in the wall, an underground chamber opens out before you. It has signs of recent activity, remains of bonfires, and a plethora of various footprints on the ground. The air is pungent with the distinct smells of oil, blood, and smoke. Off in the background, you can see a closed door. To one side of the chamber, you see a cell carved into the rock with grimy, rust-covered bars. Something stirs inside the cell. A haggard-looking dwarf sits up on a pallet and gasps at the sight of you. Wait, these zombies take prisoners? He begins to sob hysterically as he tightly latches onto the bars, then turns to you. He manages to keep his tone hushed as if he fears someone else hearing his sobs.
Thank the ancestors. Get me out of here, please. For mercy's sake, I don't want my fate to be as the others. I beg of you, free me now.
No, I will not. I'll leave you here. Just kidding. There's a big room. All right. Place an interaction marker. Is that the dwarf, maybe? Oh, another in the fire? I want to interact with fire? Okay. Oh my gosh, another. What is going on? There's too many interactions. Oh, and another portcullis we can open. Interesting. Not sure that I want to. All right, so that was still the elf's basic move, and they only went 2, but with even 1 more, they couldn't reach 1. So here, they'll just go, 1, 2, 3, and kind of come in deeper. Next, let's have the cleric. 1, 2, 3. If that's the dwarf, she can help him out. Of course, like a lot of these Descent-ish, Mansions of Madness-ish games, you don't know what it is. It's a remnants of a bonfire. Okay. Among the smoldering embers, there appears to be something of interest, but be careful taking it. You could burn your fingers. Okay. Sure, I'll interact. Why not? The sandy earth has taken a different color here, reddish and bright. This could be useful, but you have to be careful not to burn yourself. An agility test. Oh, she's got 3 yellow. Looks like she's the second best out of all the characters at it. 1. Maybe that's good. You succeed in carefully taking the sand without burning yourself. Yay! You obtained red sand. Remove the interaction. All these little crafting goods. I'm not sure if this is too exciting. All right, now let's have orc. Go 1, 2, 3. Can I interact with the portcullis from here? Let's say sure. It is a closed door. It appears jammed and not so easy to open. You want to interact with this? Sure. As you approach the door, you're greeted by a gut-churning mix of odors, oil, smoke, burnt meat, and blood. Voices can be heard on the other side, but you can't discern what they're saying. Maybe we shouldn't open this? Kick the door down. Kick the door down. Why not? Yeah, this is a great idea. I mean, I am a orc barbarian. This seems like probably what I would do. 3, heck yeah. You charge the door with all the might you can muster, and the wood shatters over your broad shoulders, but this clamor alerts those who are on the other side. At first glance, they appear to be human. Oh, man, okay, so we are going to fight them. I should have expected. But they're wearing an incredibly strange outfit. Their faces are covered with crude horned masks, and on their shoulders they wear a cape with severed arms sewn together. That's not good fashion, giving them the appearance of monsters in that ghoulish costume. Once they recover from the shock of you busting through the door, they take up a guard position as one of them bellows, "Intruders!" All right, so we got a unit of 2 intact. They activate faster. They actually have defense, but they only have, how much left? Oh, I guess I don't know how much life they have from this, do I? They attack a lot harder, and they can add extra damage. I don't like these guys at all. I think this is them. With Wolverine claws? Yeah, the helmets look right. There's also an intact leader. Oh my gosh. Oh, they got reduced damage. They retaliate. They got bonus. This sucks. Here's the idea what's it coming here. Come on. Place event marker 1 in possession 8 on the initiative track. So something's going to happen when we reach space 8. So here we go. There's stuff to interact with. There's a treasure chest. And yeah, and there's me getting ready to fight people. All right, so here's the intact at 3. And then these folks, gosh, the dwarf is like a billion miles away. Sure, they can go first. Why not? I'm not feeling great about this. Maybe I can just run away. Let's see what their reactions or activations are. Maybe I can cheese them and let them come to me. So the leader intact will block our lines. They actually take away our ability to do some of our actions. Lowest initiative. So 4+, they just walk towards us and then move. Okay, so if we can all get 4 or more away, we're going to kind of skip. Although they activate so quickly, it might not matter much. Yeah, okay, so same kind of thing. Oh, crud, if they do a 4+, then their... Oh, sorry, go back. If they do a 4+, their initiative is 2, so they get to go again a lot faster. Oh, and they've got 6 life. How much does the friggin' leader have? 8. And all that extra defense? This is not great. All right, well, dwarf is first. Can they get to the leader? Yeah, I don't really think so. So they can go 1, 2, 3. That's enough already to boost the orc's defense. Weird. And then I guess she can move again and taunt the guy. I like that. So she'll get right in here to block his attacks. And again, she's taunting him to weaken him a little bit. That's all good because he's about to go. So that was -1. So then 5 right there. Okay, so what's he got? He's got automatic defense. Retaliate. Add blank to the response roll if the attacker's adjacent. So that won't happen. For every 2 or more wounds suffered, ignore 1. Okay, so it's going to be kind of annoying to kill the guy. But yeah, sure. We'll use... Here's the archer. Oh, actually, he's already good to go where he is, so he'll start shooting. And I probably should put a hunter's mark on this guy, right? Although, how often am I going to roll 2 exclamation points? And it's only for me. It's not for, like, any of my companions. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just go for my old standby favorite. 1 reroll with an upgrade. All right, so this jerk gets an automatic shield. This is kind of crazy. That's not too bad. Should I reroll? Actually, I'm going to reroll both because I didn't get an exclamation point, and I could have gotten 2. Well, crud. Well, that's still 2. Oh, but he gets... So I do no damage? Jeez. That was my best attack, man. All right, and archers going 3, which means, yeah, the minions are going first. So it says they approach 4 towards the lowest initiative, and... Wait a second. Approach 3 is initiative... I could have sworn, what just happened? I feel like I clicked on something and it was different. Approach 4. What? And then, what? Oh my gosh. Are we supposed to like, the app wants us to click every time to see if they activate differently for each of the guys? Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Now, it does say they all use the same behavior, so never mind. I don't have to click like on number 2 and number 1, at least if I'm reading the rules correctly. All right, so we'll do the approach 4. So 1, 2... I guess that's adjacent. And 1, 2... Yeah, I guess that works too. All right. But they don't attack yet. Then they go forward 3. Okay, now the leader is probably gonna wail on us. Let's see. Okay, lowest initiative. Oh, so that means the orc. So blocks line 1, which means they can't use that one. Now, that counts as a state, so like the dwarf's ability or the cleric's ability could remove it, but until then, we just can't use that one. Okay, then he's attacking and then pushing 1. So his attack is nasty, right? Oh, he's got a shield in case I try to retaliate. Well, that's honestly not that bad, I guess. So that's red and orange. On a hollow exclamation point, he gets a extra success. That's interesting. And then the rest of this doesn't apply. And orc still getting his upgrade from the dwarf being nearby. How's this looking? It's not great. That's not great at all, is it? Well, it's also not that bad. I take 1 damage. Okay. Our first damage. Oof, there we go. Okay, and then he goes 3. Man, they're going to activate again really soon, aren't they? I should not have opened this door. All right, well, orc's up. He's next to the leader. And yeah, I don't think this is even a question. We're going to go boop, who cares about displacing, get our max taunt. And then vulnerable is really key here. Because until the next time this guy activates now, he's going to get -1 shield. So like that free shield won't apply anymore. And you know what? What the hey? Let's spend all 3 of our rage to first upgrade both of our oranges to reds. And then when you can't upgrade anymore, you get a whole bonus die. That seems cool. And then this guy's got a red and his own yellow. Oh, I guess I got to like roll them separately, right? Because I'm attacking adjacent. All right, so for me, ooh, that seems good. That seems very good. That's 4. And for him, what'd he get? Exclamation points. That's only for attacking. Yeah, I don't think he does anything. That's great. So we canceled his automatic shield, so he actually takes 4 damage. I was kind of despairing that we could actually kill this guy, but suddenly he's a little bit more messed up. So yeah, that was half his life, right? Heck yeah. Good job, orc. And who's next? Oh man, healer? Really? I don't think she's going to be able to do much. This is our only chance to hit again while he's weakened. So yeah, can she attack from there? Can they attack to there? Those are walls. So I'll be nice and say that like we have line of sight these ways, but no way can like these guys attack anybody except for the dwarf. Ooh, and I've got the action line for her. This one lets her assign a stunned or focus token to as many characters within your aura as you have aura tokens, and then you spend 1 aura token. So And then I want to do this one. Okay, so that's going to make her take longer. You need to upgrade a die, and then she's going to get to do that to 3 people before she spends one. So stun, remember, weakens their next attack. And then focus lets you upgrade 1 die in each of your rolls until the end of your next activation. Oh, your next activation. So that means it would last for an entire next turn. At the end of your next activation, you must make a... Or maybe... I think it would have to be like right away. I don't know. But you must make a successful... Ooh, that's willpower, right? I think. And she's got a bonus for that. To maintain the state until your next activation. If you're unsuccessful, remove the state. Cool. All right, so I get to do 3. So I'll stun the leader. I'm not going to worry about them, I think. Instead, I'm going to focus her and then maybe the elf. All right, now she's going to try to bash this dude. She's got 2 yellow normally, but her focus is giving her 1 upgrade, and then she's going to spend another aura to get another one. And I guess I'll do 2 orange instead of 1 red and 1 yellow. I'm not quite sure if that's the right call or not. Oh, I didn't roll his dice, crud. Yeah, that was ugly. Oh, God. Now, I do ignore his hit because of the stun. I ignore 1 of his 2 shields, but yeah, no way I'm doing any damage. Yeah, I could have had 1 hit, but he'll block it. Oh, but I can heal 1 character with my aura. Oh, dang it, but now her aura is only 1, and the only person who's hurt is 2 away. Oh, well. That was not a great activation. She goes to 9. All right, and now it's these guys again. So this is the leader first. Should I, mark his wounds? Does it, affect his activation? Probably not. Okay. What's he doing? Lowest initiative again. He's going to block line. Oh, he should have pushed the orc. Hold on. So they wouldn't actually be here. So now, lowest initiative. Crud, is Ludivine? She's got 2 black as well. The one's getting upgraded from the dwarf. Oh, wait, I guess you should roll to keep the focus. So she gets an automatic success to willpower tests, plus 1 more, so she still has it. Oh, and actually, she could have upgraded a roll in her willpower roll, right? It says upgrade in each of your rolls. See, I think she'll go to another blue. And this guy's doing red, orange, and a free, and a free thingamajig. Okay, so she definitely blocks his damage. Oh, that's another hit for him. Darn it. Oh, but 1 hit is canceled because he's stunned. But he does push her 1 as well. And then kind of the most annoying thing, he loses these states, so he's not going to be as easy to hit again. All right, that takes him to 9. These guys now. All right, let's see what they're doing. They're at range 1, so they're just attacking the dwarf. What are they? Orange and black and a free hit, and they add 1 hit on a hollow exclamation point. Oh, and black, that's a defensive one. So again, yeah, just kind of blocking my retaliatory stuff. All right, so first attack, they get 1 hit. And dwarf easily blocks it. And second attack, they get... Oops, I don't know where that was. But they get 1 hit. Yeah, because they need a hollow exclamation point. And I block it. Okay, well, that was nothing. All right. Elf's up. Then dwarf. Then orc. And then, we'll see the event. And by the way, for events, even if you kill all the enemies, you still keep going in the combat until you resolve it. So you see what happens. All right, I think Elf can only see the leader, so might as well shoot him. Oh, and he's focused. I forgot about that. All right, so he's going to get an upgrade. Yeah, we're going to do this one again. He's going to get an upgrade and another upgrade and a full reroll if he wants it. So 2 upgrades gets him to 2 reds. Yeah, we'll do the full reroll. Dang it. Are you friggin'... Well, I guess that's still a hit, but that sucked. So he doesn't do anything for his defense, but he gets 1 free block, so we only do 1 damage. Darn it. That was kind of a sad little attack, but we'll go before the enemies. That's nice, at least. Okay, dwarf's up next. Oh, whoops, I forgot that the guy was taunted, which means that he would have been downgrading his attacks, although we haven't really taken damage, so I guess it doesn't matter that much. All right, so what are you going to do, dwarf? I guess that's best again, right? I can taunt one of the other guys near us and then count hollow hits. Sure. All right, so I'll taunt. I don't know. The top one we'll say is number 1. I've only got yellows. That was actually good. Oh, I got to roll his stuff. All right, here's his yellow and black. Okay. Now it says attack and then add this to the roll. So I don't think he gets that 2 responses. I don't really know. But this seems pretty good. We got 2 hits and then 2 exclamation points, which I think, 3. So he blocks 1 automatically because we don't have the vulnerable thing, but that's 2 more. And boom, boom. All right, so he's at 7 out of 8. And then all the way to 11, or 1, I guess. And orc before the event, yay. Well, yeah, not much question here. We're going to make the boss vulnerable again and get a rage, and then maybe just use it to upgrade immediately. Because, yeah, these guys really don't do much damage. Oh, I guess I should move up, shouldn't I? All right, so he's losing his free defense. He's got the black and the yellow. I've got the red and the orange. So that's not doing anything for him. I've got the red and the orange. So he's hitting me, but I'm killing him. Okay, I can definitely take that. Ooh, and he might give me something that's not... Wait, that's the wrong person. He might give me something that's not bones. Yay. Have you defeated? Yes. You obtain gold coin. That's a material. Gold coin. Oh, the lifeless body of the intact leader collapses to the ground. The rest of the intact flee in terror. As they witness their leader fall. You stare for a moment at the rusty symbol hanging off of his chest, never having seen anything like it. You decide to grab it and take it back to Hawthorne Point, as it probably can be identified there. The pale... Oh, so like these are counting down the clues I'm supposed to find, I guess. If it is still in the initiative tracker, remove event 1. Oh, I wanted to see what it did. I guess it would have been bad. Okay. Remove all enemy miniatures that remain in this scenario. Wait, are we like done? You obtained torn cloth. You obtained torn cloth. I guess that's like what would have gotten from killing the guys. Okay. So some stuff to investigate. Oh, we're in round 5 now. And then that might be it. I feel like that might have been the big fight. So let's have, I don't know. Let's have Dwarf go first and try to open the treasure chest. It's a musty, time-worn trunk that seems easy to open. Yes. There is a small locked chest next to the wall, but doesn't look particularly sturdy. You already said that. Why are you repeating yourself? Agility. Heck yeah, that's my specialty. The elf gets red, orange, yellow, and can use hollow successes. So 3. Chest opens with ease. You obtained yarrow. You obtained what? That's it? I get 2 plants from the treasure chest? They had 2 herbs in the treasure chest. Whatever. Oh, wait, I just cheated like whoa, didn't I? That was the dwarf. He is not that agile. Whoops. Well, there's no back button, which, okay, we'll just say, hey, look, teleportation. Yeah. And all right, hey, dwarf, remember you? You're going to go check. I think that's your comrade that we ignored and just fought for a while. The dwarf is now dead due to your inaction. His rather upset dwarf locked in the cell. His sobs tell you that speaking to him will require some tact. I mean, I'm a dwarf. Wouldn't that just work well? They don't even know who's talking to him, do they? By the light of your lantern, it's clear to see he's dressed in a Mount Haven uniform, recognizing the emblem of a company of expeditioners. It seems you have found part of the company at last. Oh, okay. Good. So maybe I do get a bonus. Asking about Company 17. Aggressively, you slam your fist into bars, causing the startled dwarf to recoil. What? I'm the nice dwarf that's looking for my comrade. What is going on? You question him about Company 17, about your companions, and although he doesn't understand your rationale very well, wait, am I? Oh, okay. I'm from Company 17, so I'm like angry that I don't know where my friends are, I guess. That's my background. Okay, whatever. As anxiety grips your chest, you ask if they were also betrayed, and if he had something... What? Okay, I'm clearly missing some background, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm not into the Warcrow universe. At first, you don't realize that you're yelling at him and that you're essentially accusing him of handing over Company 17 as well. I didn't know such thing, he defends himself, although he keeps his distance. I barely knew them. It was the voices. What? It's like narrative missing here. That being said, he curls up to the fetal position on the pallet, completely shutting down. You won't be able to get anything more out of him for a while. Great. Free Vazdruic. Okay. Rather upset dwarf is okay. Okay. No, I don't want to interact because I already used my action. Okay. All right. Well, okay. You know what, y'all? I hate to do this. If you can't tell, I'm not having the best time with this game. So I'm not sure how much more is left of the scenario. Maybe not that much, but I'm going to call it there. When I edit this down, I'm assuming this will be close to an hour anyway. Yeah, Warcrow Adventures. Not sure I'm going to play this one enough to do a full review. So I'll give some thoughts now. It's a little janky. It seems a little bit underdeveloped. Things like the enemies not having numbers to identify who is who. Things like the app not telling you and balancing things based on the number of characters. So if you don't play with 4, you're just like playing in hard mode and nothing in the rulebook explaining that. The rules are a little undercooked and could use more clarification in spots. They're not that terrible. And then the biggest thing is, based on what I've read on BGG about the game and then also what I've seen in here, it just kind of feels like it's mostly like combat and then like not a fully coherent narrative. And the combat, at least so far, is not that exciting. I did look at some of the like character skills you can get as you level up, and those do look pretty cool. But I don't know. It seems like, looking at the later enemies, they get even more tanky than these guys, and there's just a lot of potential for a lot of attacks that don't do much from the enemy's end from you. So not really my jam. So sorry, there's not a quite complete scenario. I think I'm close to the end. But yeah, just not having a very good time with this one. And at least from my perspective right now, I wouldn't recommend it very heartily. But if you like the miniatures, hey, they look pretty cool. I mean, look, this is like an orc with fun little twisty like chain weapon. So yeah, there's some stuff in here. Check it out if you're interested, but not really doing it for me. So thanks for watching, everybody. A special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Pedro Lucas, Nick Skeen, Steve Wren, Miles, and Wayne Scott. We'll see you at the next stop.